My name is Tomas Ekberg. I'm a chief analyst for the region Västra Götaland. It's a place in Sweden with Volvo, Ericsson, Astra, a lot of high quality companies, a lot of R&D, 5% of GDP up in R&D, and also very large with 49 municipalities, almost 2 million inhabitants, 1/5 of all of Sweden. And municipalities stretching from more than 500,000 people or labor market areas with 1 million people back to small municipalities in the north part with 4,000 people. So we have everything of what you talked about in this session. It's been interesting to listen, but it also makes your thoughts very varied, so to say. We've heard a lot about everything almost. So when it's your time to speak, you don't know what to say anymore. But I can say that the basics from the pandemic for us is that we cannot see any change in the driving forces when it comes to how the companies act. No, not at all. We see that a lot of new research facilities, new companies moving into the central of our region and starting up. The latest one was Northvolt together with Volvo with a new research center. We've seen the same with AstraZeneca. We've seen other companies going there for research and development, and we cannot see anything like that out in the other parts of our region. We cannot either see any change in how the people that work looks at their work. We do a lot of research all the time on how our inhabitants look at their lives, and we have just published a thing coming from looking at what do people value in their working life from 2014 compared to the autumn 2020, and it's exactly the same questions. And it's all the time. It's not about the career or the money. It's about having good friends, using your competence, being able to develop. It's not about only flexible times, but it's more about being able to work with meet your family and have a good life. So we cannot see any changes there either. Then we come back to the question about housing prices. We have an average housing prices in the center of our region around 600,000 euros for an average house, and in the northern part, or the more sparsely populated part, is about 100,000 euros. So it's a massive difference. You sell one house and get 6 in the other place, but people still don't do it still. So I'm not sure about how much we can hope for, so to say. But we are doing things and we are seeing some progress, of course. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to sit here. Then I would just be ashamed of how society works. One thing I think is very important also to put to these discussions, and I like that Erika said, was coming in more to the question of the happiness of life or the life satisfaction question, because we also have good data on that, even down to the municipal level, that we put them together for a couple of years, we can understand the happiness situation in our municipalities, and we can clearly see that is not the same thing as being the richest or being the most innovative region or the most innovative city. You can have that in different places all over our 49 municipalities. And in fact, the last year we could do this. The Gothenburg, the center of this metropolitan center, had the lowest general value, average value of life satisfaction. And I can explain that, but I won't do that now. But I think it's very important to discuss. This discussion of rural and central often neglects what's happiness in life or what's life satisfaction. I think that should be in the center, and then we get another view of things, I would say. Yeah. I think you all understand me, even if I'm talking just a bit around here. Then about the COVID thing, it's not over, so it's very strange to have something that's after COVID when it's not after COVID. Even if in Sweden we are quite immune right now, but that will change in a short time eventually, I think. But what's happened with our inhabitants is that, of course, we have 2,500 people that died, but has been well, 70% of them have been over 80 years. I mean, I don't neglect that, but that's a thing that's happened. And when we come to how many has been infected, the older population has not been infected in absolutely not the same way as the other parts of the population. We know that too. So when you come to who's been infected, who has had great feelings in this, so to say, it's been about the occupation you have, if you meet people or not, and it's been the poorer people, or if you work in healthcare or in services. When we talk about who's been really affected, really when it comes to life satisfaction, health, mental health, or believe in your future life and things like that, it's all about youth. It's the young generation that's been hit absolutely hardest. So we have these kind of different parts of this, and I like to stress that I think we have the same results from other research on this, that it's the young generation that's really been hit hardest. And I would like to say that before I come over to what's then in other terms have this pandemic been. I think it's for us and everywhere it's been a test arena or something in digitalization. So everyone has to be able to sit and talk into this screen. It's not so funny, but you have to do it. I mean, everybody has learned that. Very many people also in our arena has started to work from home. I must say that we also, as we are responsible for healthcare and public transport and things, we have 55,000 employees, so we can see how this affects well, people in the workplace. And what we've done then to use this, I must say something positive also. Today we've launched our strategy for our most sparsely populated areas, together with the state at the regional level, the region as I represent. We are doing a test arena for the most sparsely populated area we have, the landscape of Dalsland. It's a fantastic place, but you know, it's remote and it's on the wrong side of the Lake Vänern and it's not at the coast. So, well, you have a long tradition of going backwards, so to say, but quite a good life satisfaction still. We have there tried to use this. You ask for, do you have examples of a digital movement out in the country and things like that? We have tried to use this to do a thing called digitalization. It's a new word that you will learn today. We've invented it ourselves. It's digital decentralization. And we have agreed between the region and the state that in the long term, we will try to move jobs, our own jobs, not someone else's state's job or something, our own jobs up to this region and try to build from there, so we can create I say they because I don't live there. I have friends that don't live there. I mean, what they need in terms of more knowledge and things to better cope with the difficult, the hard, and the inventive parts of making money or making businesses, because all the other things they already have, but that's what's missing, the most complex parts. And we will try to do this in long term. We also have a lot of other things in these test arenas, but I don't have time to talk about them now, because then I will take all your time and I will not do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was my start in this.